record. There you go, partner. Damn, brother. This is what happens here. This is what happens when you begin to retain your voice literally. It begins to kind of vibrate in your esophageal, your chesticle, your any kind of, mechanism within you becomes that much more galvanized, amplified by the metaphysical source of all that is life. I'm not sure exactly what I just said, but I know that the gist, the message has reached you. And I also wanted to point out to you today, because I haven't told you directly to start a video. In all honesty, it appears to me as though your balls possess so much heft, so much density, because they are so full to bursting but never bursting. To me, your balls have this strength and this power where the balls naturally are reaching down to earth, its dominion. But the earth quakes in this pathetic defiance against your balls. When I tell you that this I know to be true today, fascinating stuff, truly. And I'm going to also add that it also appears to me as though your gait, your posture, is nigh effervescent. You appear to me as though some angelic warrior, almost. You have this Aragorn about you, and I can't quite put my finger on what that aura is, but that's the best way that I can use to describe it. I need you to know, I need you to understand the metaphysical component inside of you it's not hidden from you, it is covered up. So it's literally hidden. Let me think about this again. I need you to understand that metaphysical component within you. I refer to it as God, the source of all life. So you have this solitary communion with God, and there is no need for any outward attainment. When I tell you that this is the free way, okay? You look at me right now, and you see how retarded I might be, right? But I'm very clearly, wholly and completely authentic with you. And the beginning of the video, I'm kind of joking around a little bit, but you get the idea of what I'm saying to you, because I need you to understand it. I need you to understand the innate power that's in you. Access to that is often believed that it is through semen retention. That isn't the only way, but I'm telling you right now, it is the most potent, the most effective, and fastest way to begin a communion with God, with Source, which cleanses your spirit metaphysically on a functional level. When I tell you that lust leaves you, it leaves you. It has no power. It doesn't. When I go out in public now, I have zero thoughts about even looking in the direction of a woman's physical appearance. I mean, yeah, it might be like, okay, lady has a nice dress on, that's nice, that looks pleasant, but there is no, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel that kind of debauched feeling, that sensation, which when we're kids, when we're teenagers, we're growing up with all of this media that's suggesting that we must be like this to be an alpha male. We must be like that kind of. But it's completely unnecessary to try to be anything outward anymore, because you just are. The qualities that you have wanted to express, you have wanted to feel and be validated in, and it's not about display, because you forget about display when you begin this communion. It's functional, my friend. This is not, I have no authority to speak on doctrine, on scripture and stuff like that. Although, again, I'm a white American, so naturally I have an affinity for Christianity. But I don't have any authority on doctrine. I can only speak to you through the truth that has been shown to me through my own communion with God. And a reminder, never exalt any man above God. This is the functional key that people are missing. We believe that we've been taught in various ways that a spiritual deity is more than likely a tyrant. And the biblical God has been depicted that way for various reasons. But I want you to shift your perspective. I can only want that. I cannot and would never, make a declaration to you, but yeah, all of that confidence, all of that really raw, just completely and utterly comfortable in your skin. You're moving and you're moving and you're performing actions that everything just feels like it's engaging. If you feel like you're living life, you begin to remember the feeling that you had as a child. As a child, do you remember that? Do you remember the wonder? Because we know every little boy dreams. Every single little boy dreams. He dreams of honor. He dreams of victory on a battlefield in defense of what he loves. He dreams. Even little boys dream of a glorious sort of sacrifice, maybe not in a graphic way, but putting themselves in harm's way for others. There is so much innate honor within men. And you don't just recognize that, and you certainly don't boast it, because again, now we've lost all desire to display. The only thing that and I know this is ironic because I'm on camera, but bear with me because I need to speak to you directly and get this message to you. But it becomes all of your interaction, especially with society and public, especially with women, you just have pleasant conversations, and all of their little BS and their games become nothing. They become nothing. You navigate it like water around rocks. I'm telling you right now, I'm trying to explain this to you as clearly as possible. You do not need a course. I will never sell you a course, whether it's $1,000 or $100. It's a scam. We all know that. I don't need you to sell you a book. Would I love to write a book? I'm obsessed. I've been obsessed with the idea of writing a book since I was a kid. That'd be cool. I don't need to sell you anything. I'm not going to gatekeep this. I can't gatekeep this ever because it is so simple. And we have dressed that simplicity in all of our BS. I want you to know this for you, for the full quality of your life. For those of you that have felt like they are on an island and they can't even connect with their fellow man. When I tell you that I go out in public and everywhere that I go, gym, coffee shop, whatever, grocery store, I'm interacting with guys, random conversations, jokes, and it's always smiles. Like genuine, not like, oh yeah, yeah. Like there's genuine, something genuine. And some of these guys out here, they've been so weighed down. They've been so psychologically oppressed by this kind of twisted managerial gynocentric society that we exist in, which has handicapped, it has deformed It has deformed psychologically and spiritually boys who dream, who have dreams of honor. Can you believe that? The fury that I feel knowing that is immediately followed up by a sensation which supersedes it and cleanses even the negativity in that feeling. That sensation is infallible. That's the only, I can't, the sensation is just like truth. I don't need to give you a bunch of fucking statistics, essays. I don't need to go back in history and line this up to serve my argument. I know this. We know this. Innately, we know this. Semen retention. Retain. Does that mean I can't make love to my wife? No. But learn to be building that up consistently. And if possible, not for the faint of heart, because this is truly difficult and it requires a thorough and genuine communication with your partner that is only from the place of love and support. You're going to have to let her know that this is going to be difficult, but a kind of tantric style sex is going to be the best option for you in the long term. Because now, with that commitment, I know releasing is not, that's just not a part of me. That's not a part of my lifestyle. I reserve that for my children. Or perhaps a celebration of a great love that you have for your woman. It can't be every day, 2 or 3 times a day. And we all know the vast majority of nuts that are being released are vicarious experiences. We're spying on people. You understand? Through these screens, through the phones, we're spying on them. And then we're releasing. It is a spiritual sacrifice. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Okay? So we're retaining our seed, building up our vitality. That combined with my heart and my mind turning to God, I'm not labeling it, I'm not judging it, I'm not putting any kind of condition or historical precedence on it. I am only taking God, what I know that God is in the most simple form. I'm turning my heart and mind to Him. Now it's starting to feel like you are, what's the word for it? It's starting to feel like you're rising. It's starting to feel like you're getting up off your knees. Which is so ironic because in this surrender, where all of this, where you know how you go your whole life thinking that you can intellectualize your way out of things and figure things out, and you've always been thinking to yourself, well, this is okay, and I can control my temptations on this, and I can control, but we know we can't. We know we don't. And even if we do, the amount of energy that's expended in order to manage all of these little deceptions within ourselves, come on, brother. You know, and I know. You know, I know, and what knows more than anything is God. No man shall be exalted above Him. No man. No man. Not me, not Martin Luther King, not whoever. I can't believe I just put my name next to MLK. That's weird. Anyways, not me, not anyone, you know? What else can I say to you? What else can I say to you? As a bonus, just to begin to physically cleanse yourself and start to develop I use this a lot, okay? To describe this sensation, it's almost like this is going to sound so cringy. It's almost as if you're developing superpowers, dude. Don't take this too far, okay? Don't start thinking that you can shoot webs. But, well, we've been shooting webs all the time. Anyways, it feels like you are endowed. But the responsibility of maintaining that I am the one doing it, producing it, you don't have that weight. Because where all of your anxiety is gone and burned away, in truly the most righteous way, that same source, that same energy is giving you exactly what you need. Precisely what you need. When you develop this affinity for God, you're not going to become some nerd, dude. When you retain your seed, you are not some loser that can't get a woman. We've been trained to believe that we're dumb and we can't socialize and talk with women. Do you understand, brother? I need you to understand this. I wish you could just see me interacting with people out. You just don't care. You have a general concern and a true love for life and all of the creatures in it. But you just don't care about you don't care about pretending to be something that you're not. You are precisely what you've always wanted to be. I know this sounds crazy. I know it does. But I can't. I've been trying to articulate this for a very long time. But I'm gonna just remind you. I guess that's my purpose. I don't know. I have no idea with this. The only thing I feel so innately compelled to say to you is that these three things, these free things, free, completely. I turn my heart and mind to God always, through temptation, through sexual thoughts, through feelings of resentment and anger towards people, towards races and creeds, because believe it or not, even though many of those things are justified, you know for a fact this is another tool of the enemy to make you see your fellow neighbor and the guy that has a job that lives in a house down the street. It makes you paint those people as the ones that you're seeing on TV in the mugshots or in the in court for rape and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? The design of the enemy is metaphysical. It is so spiritual, It is so subtle. But if you think of it like this, God is everything here. There's nothing outside of that, right? The enemy cannot replicate. It can't produce. It cannot give birth. What it must do is contort and twist all of the mechanisms and the infrastructure and everything that's held within the creation that is God's. It must twist and contort that and make you believe that what that twisted contortion is reality. Are we cooking now or are we done? By the way, I'm not doing any cooking, honestly. I'm in the kitchen. I have an apron on because I just started, but God's over. I have no idea what He's doing, but I'm in awe of what we're knowing, what we're finding out as truth. These three keys, my dear brother. When I look at you out in public, I see light in your eyes. All it's ever taken was some men have been placed on islands in psychological chains. They are shamed. Their whole identity is pegged in a in a section that is lower than women's and children's, but that concept pervades all of society. Think about the young men, the boys that grow up. Never understanding what power they really possess from every corner of their fucking cell structure. You know what I'm saying? Like, knowing that kind of noble, all-encompassing power is there's nothing quite like it. That's it for today. I have to gather my thoughts more. This is extremely overwhelming, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know if I sound insane. I'd love to hear that, but I can't express this to you enough, and there's no way that you're gonna believe me. This is a completely random video, but I cannot express to you enough how much gratitude I feel for you being with me. And the both of us standing in the light, just a little flicker of light that God's showing the both of us. I will never sell you anything, a course or whatever. I might have like if I want to write a book, but capped at $10, literally price fixed. Take it to the bank here. This is your proof. But I don't know. It's much more efficient to speak. But my problem has always been I write much better than I spoke. The enemy is always going to make your strengths. He's going to cover your strengths in lies so that you don't see them as strengths. You see lack. You see yourself as separate from that quality. Damn, I'm telling you, brother. I'm telling you. Literally, yeah. I love you.